But first, you have been very, very busy, Jane.
I've been
Good to see
very
you.
busy. Good
I
to
have
see
to
you too,
say,
Jeanine.
you look tremendous.
Thank you. Yes, I started my chemotherapy for my breast cancer, and so last time you saw me, of course, I had gobs and gobs of long blonde hair, and now I'm bald. And we're talking about relationships today, and you know it's really important to be happy with yourself so that you can be happy in a relationship. And I'm open to new relationships and looking for guys that are interested in bald girls.
That's good. You have such a good take on all of this. So you're doing you're doing good so far.
It's a profound, life-changing experience. Cancer is a really can be a really positive experience. Love has flooded into my life since I got diagnosed with breast cancer just a couple of months ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's amazing.
And you're so young. That's what you're fighting it.
46 in a couple of months.
Yeah, that is, well, good for you, and our pleasure with you. But you know, we're also talking about this fun because you're so fun to talk to about relationships. I just get such a kick out of her. And we want to tell you too that you can also be starting to call on our phone number too, because she's going to be taking your calls in just a couple of minutes, and that phone number is 602-258-1212. 602-258-1212 about your relationship questions. And we're going to be talking about a little bit about these relationships and stuff, and we have these different concepts. And some of the girls we were talking about upstairs, and we were saying it makes us crazy when we hear that men will just flippantly say, "Oh, women are just too clingy," and are women more clingy than men? I find some men are very clingy.
Some men are very clingy, but traditionally, stereotypically, in general. It's women, and please forgive us to the women who aren't, and to the men who are. But if we do a thing called teleology, which is the science of first cause, and we track back to sort of the originating reason, and here we're back to stereotypes again. Traditionally, it's harder for a woman to abandon her children than for a man to abandon his children. Okay, so we got fathers leaving, maybe not mothers leaving. So a little girl who needs to bond with her father has her father figure going out the door, and a little boy who needs to bond with, he needs a feminine presence, doesn't have to go through that abandonment.
Always there.
She's there.
So he doesn't have that detached kind of feel and feels like he has to be clingy.
That need.
That need.
It's an unmet need from childhood. So here women, and again we're talking in stereotypes, so please forgive. So women come up with this need to try to fix that old wound that came from her father. And there's this beautiful song by John Mayer called "Fathers Be Good to Your Daughters."
Oh yes, that is. That's
Isn't that an incredible song?
That's a great song. Very important.
Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. So treat her the way that, and if men did treat women the way that they wish every guy would treat their sister, then everybody would be doing better, I think.
We'd be great. And is that why men say they feel suffocated? It's because of that.
Because the clinging thing. And because a lot of women, here's the mother who the father went away. And now the mother may turn to the son or to the kids for the emotional needs to be met. And so they feel, you know, Mom, let me, go ahead and play some of my friends.
Well, we are going to talk about some of these relationship questions. And if you have a question, again, call that number 602-258-1212. And we will be back to talk about some of your questions. Stay with us. Okay, Jen, please. Yeah, it's a little different. And welcome back to Arizona Midday. I am here with Jane Fendelman, who is taking your calls right now on relationships. And we have Lisa from Phoenix on the line. Lisa, go ahead with your question.
Hi, I was just wondering, could you please give me some advice? My sister and brother-in-law are separated for the very first time after about 18 years of being together. They have 2 children, an 8 and a 9-year-old. Their dad's never been away for more than 2 days. How does she go about discussing this with their children? At night, they're already crying because the dad's not tucking them in like they're used to. And I mean, it goes a little bit deeper than that. But I was just wondering, any special advice in these first initial days of really, really hard to deal with?
That is such a good question. You have to create an open forum in which the children feel safe sharing. So if they're comfortable sitting down with each other, and also you're the aunt, you could be a great resource for them to go to because you're not directly involved. But if the parents can, if they have a good enough relationship to sit down together, and if they really need to start separating, they sit down apart with the children and they just ask them, how are you feeling? What do you feel about this? And the rule is nothing that you feel is wrong. So no matter what the child says, you just nod your head and you say, thank you for telling me that. And you don't say to your child, don't say I hate daddy, or don't say I hate mommy for leaving. Whatever they say, they need to get it off their chest. So the most important thing is you create a safe environment in which the child can share their feelings.
Okay, and we also have Linda on the phone right now from Mesa, and Linda has been in a relationship, Linda, for about 9 months, I believe. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, thank you. Hi, I've been with this man for 9 months, and it's been a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, but all we do is fight.
Oh,
okay. That's the thing about passion, isn't it? You have passionate love and you have passionate fighting. Okay, here's the thing. It's Linda?
Yes.
Linda, is one of you trying to fix, are you more the fixer or is he more the fixer, trying to patch things up?
I think that I'm probably more the fixer. He's more the controller.
The women. The women try to be the fixer. Now, here's the thing. He's the controller. If you can relax, take a deep breath, and back off. Jeanine's going to show my website. There's a new CD on my website called Women's Lib Sucks, the Feminine Movement, and women do a lot of boat rowing, what I call boat rowing. And you're in the boat side by side with your man, and he's kicked back drinking a beer. Maybe he's disgruntled, maybe he's not. She's laughing. And the woman is doing all the rowing, and she's trying to do all the fixing and trying to move the relationship forward into more stable ground and more, happy, more love, more romance, more whatever the woman's trying to fix all the time. And if your man's kicked back drinking a beer and you're the only one rowing, you're going to do big circles.
Yeah.
And then I say to women, put down your oar, stop fixing. And the woman says, if I don't row, we won't go anywhere. And then I say, then what are you doing in that boat?
Yeah, exactly.
So
and what's that CD called again? I love that.
It's called Women's Lib Sucks, the Feminine Movement.
Okay, that's interesting. We're going to have to do a whole other segment on that.
It's a whole
and we have Jan from Glendale on the phone right now. Jane, go ahead with your question. Jan? Janice?
Yes. I heard you say you have cancer and no hair.
Yes, cancer and no hair.
Right.
That's me.
You know what alopecia is, right?
Alopecia, I do know what I had a friend with a husband who had that.
Okay, I have it.
Oh, bless your heart,
my body. And within 2 weeks it had fallen out, and they said I would never get it back, but after 12 years I finally did get it back in December.
Oh, bless your heart.
But I found it not such a positive thing, but more negative, because people would just stare at you. I ended up with a divorce.
Oh, he didn't deserve you. You know what I noticed? Here's what I noticed.
People keep saying that.
Can I? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey.
But even the last relationship I was in, I find myself questioning myself, everything I do, the way I look.
Oh, honey, I totally understand. Listen, here's what I noticed. I had long blonde hair. Can I show them this?
Just beautiful.
Okay,
Yes.
here was me.
Look at her hair.
I'm in the Scottsdale magazine. This is the Scottsdale magazine coming out in August.
Okay.
That was me.
It's an issue on ADD, and this was me, long blonde hair, just 6 weeks ago. Okay, so I thought I would have a lot of identity wrapped up in my hair, and I did. I had a whole other identity, and here's what I notice now. People stare at me. I'm not shy. Can I take off my?
Sure. Go ahead. Take your
Okay. Okay.
See, I think that's great.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
And what I noticed is people stare at me.
Yeah.
I don't always go around with my hat on. People stare at me. There's going to be a man who's going to look at me and he's going to go, dang, nice head. And he's going to, not like that. And he is going to want to date me. And it's going to be my smile and my attitude that gets him. Because if there's a man who wants me because I have hair on my head or on my butt, and it's kind of sexy because, when you have chemo, your hair falls out everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. The alopecia, it was universalis.
So you and I should get together and go out catting, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, we'll go out.
Oh, I have to just say, you are just beautiful. You are such a doll.
Thank you, honey.
She is so gorgeous. Jane, thank you so much. You're always wonderful to see you. And Jane, of course, from adults to children, you have all sorts of information. Tell us about your website and how people can get a hold of you.
It's janefendelman.com. It's I do individual couples and family therapy on everything from simple stress all the way to severe childhood trauma, including physical, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse. And I have a book, Raising Humane Beings, that'll help you not have to drug your child for
like
ADD and ADHD.
and all those things. Yes, and there's the phone number on your screen, 602-532-0335. Jane, thanks again.